This video is going to review 9.2 representing linear functions, the 4 examples. First example is going to be representing a linear equation y equals 7x using a table, a function table. So we have our x values on the left, we have our equation in the middle, we have our y values and our ordered pairs and or our possible solutions. The example 1 says find 4 solutions of y equals 7x. Write the solutions as ordered pairs. So the first number we're going to try for x is -1. When we plug in -1, we get y equals 7 times -1. 7 times -1 is -7. So when x is -1, y is -7. And my ordered pairs will be -1, -7. Next value we're going to try is 0 for x. Y equals 7 times 0. 7 times 0 is simply 0. So when x is 0, y is 0. 0, 0 will be our ordered pair. We'll try when x is 1. When x is 1, we'll write y equals 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. So when x is 1, y is going to be 7. So our ordered pair will be 1, 7. Finally, we'll try 2. Y equals 7 times 2. Y equals 14. Our ordered pair will be 2, 14. They want us to list our ordered pairs, so I'll say therefore 4 solutions are -1, -7. 0, 0, 1, 7, and 2, 14. So these are 4 possible solutions. They are not the only solutions for the equation y equals 7 times x, but there are 4 possible solutions. All right, let's go to example number 2. Example number 2 reads, games cost $8 to download into a cell phone. Ringtones cost $1. Find 4 solutions of 8x plus 7y equals 20 in terms of the number of games x and ringtones y. Darcy can buy with $20. Explain the solution. So we're starting off with this equation 8x plus y equals 20. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to solve for y. So if we have 8x plus y equals 20, and I want to solve for y, I want to isolate my variable y. I'm going to subtract 8x to both sides of the equation. On the left here we get a 0 pair. Y is equal to 20 minus 8x. So now that I solve for y, I can use plug that into my table. So first will be my x values, next will be my equation, and let's go y and x comma y in order pairs. Let's go ahead and start with 1. Y equals 20 minus 8 times 1. Following order of operations, 8 times 1 is 8. 20 minus 8. And we get 12. So when x is 1, y will be 12. 1, 12. Next up is 2. Y equals 20 minus 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. and we get y equals 4. So when x is 2, y will be 4. My next solution will be, we'll try 1/4. Y equals 20 minus 8 times 1/4. 1/4 of 8 is 2. Y equals 18. So when x is 1/4, y is 18. Finally, we'll go ahead with 5. Y equals 20 minus 8 times 5. 8 times 5 will be negative 40, which will give us negative 20. So when x is 5, y will be negative 20. So my ordered pair will be 5 comma negative 20. The last part of this problem says explain each solution. So if we look at the first one, it says 1 comma 12 when x represents the number of games. So this means that we can download one game and y represents the number of ringtones. So that means one game, 12 ringtones. That's a possible solution. The second example says 2 comma 4. So that means we can download 2 games and 4 ringtones. It's also possible. The third solution we have is 1/4 for x. So we can't really download 1/4 of a game. So this third solution here is not really possible. Not a possible solution. It doesn't make sense. And the last solution also is not possible because we can't download negative 20 ringtones. So the last two are not possible solutions. Or at least they don't make sense. They are possible solutions to y equals 20 minus 8x, but they don't make sense in the scenario of this word problem. Alright, so we just went over 2 tables. That's one way to represent a linear function or an equation. Now we're going to represent a linear function using a graph. So we're going to graph by finding 2 points on a coordinate plane. And once we find those 2 points, we should be able to graph our solution, our equation. Draw a quick graph. Y is x. All right, so we're gonna find our x and y intercepts and then graph with those 2 points. So to find the x-intercept, we must let y equal 0, negative 2x plus y equals 4. Let's plug in 0, 4, y. And then we get negative 2x is equal to 4. We're going to divide both sides by negative 2. We get a form of 1. X equals negative 2. So my first ordered pair will be at x equals negative 2. So we get negative 2 comma 0. And if I were to graph that, that would be here, negative 2 comma 0. Alright, now to find the y-intercept, we have to let x equal 0. So I'll start with my equation, and then I'll plug in 0 for x. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. And we get y equals 4. So to graph 0, 4, we go 0x and we go up 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So two points are always going to be enough to graph a linear function or equation. And the name of this line is negative 2x plus y equals 4. So that's it. That's all we do for example 3. Find two points, the x-intercept, y-intercept, and then graph. Alright, example 4, last one. Example 4 reads, after X hours of driving, there are Y gallons of gasoline remaining in a car. For Becca's car, the situation can be represented by 1.8x plus y equals 18. So we're letting x equal hours, let y equal gallons of gasoline remaining in the car, and this is the equation we're starting with, 1.8x plus y equals 18. So we're going to graph. Again, finding the x and y intercepts. Find x-intercept, let y equal 0. So let's start with our equation. Then we'll plug in for 0y. Then we get 1.8x is equal to 18. We're going to divide both sides by 1.8. X equals 10. So my ordered pair here will be 10, 0. For this graph, I'm only going to draw quadrant 1. And the reason I'm only drawing quadrant 1 is because you can't really have negative number of hours, and you can't really have negative amount of gasoline. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, and my x will be number of hours. I'm gonna go by twos here. 2, 4, 6, 8. And this is gallons of gasoline. Alright, so my first order pair I have is 10, 0. So 10x and 0 will be here. Let's find our next point. So find y-intercept, let x equal 0. So we're going to go 1.8x plus y equals 18. Plugging in 0 for x, 1.8 times 0 plus y equals 18. 1.8 times 0 is 0. Y is equal to 18. So my order pair here will be 0, 18, which is here. So now I can draw my line. The last part of this says, for B it says, interpret the x and y intercepts. So basically they want us to interpret these 2 points. So at 0, 18, we have 18 gallons of fuel in the car left, and we have not driven any amount of hours. And at 10, 0, at the x-intercept, we have already driven 10 hours, and we have 0 gallons of gasoline remaining. Alright, I hope this helps.